Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
Carlos Alcaraz has won the last 2 Grand Slam titles at the French Open on the clay and at Wimbledon earlier this summer. He enters as the favorite.
You have a bunch of depth there. Francis Tiafoe, Ben Shelton. They will likely play in round 3. The winner would play Djokovic most likely, which would be an incredible match. I like Ben Shelton as a sleeper. If Djokovic is hurt, you never know. I think Shelton could actually be the guy that gets hot. The conditions favor him.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
The sharpest football contest show in the land, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show, focuses on Circus Sports Million, Circus Survivor, and the Westgate Super Contest, handicapping the games and releasing our contest picks every week of the season. With 2 former Super Contest winners, Brady Cannon and James Salinas, a former NFL player, Mike Pritchard, and over $1 million in contest prize money won combined, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show will have you prepared this season like none other.
Sorry. Welcome back. Hour 3, SportsRage. As you speak, sports comedy with Higgs. Sean Higgs, everybody. I know it, Higgs.
I'm ready to go.
Here, I know.
I'm ready to go. Listen, I'm going to come right in. Like, Dave's not here. He's going to say, you're not going to wait for the intro? Like, we're off screen. I don't even know when I'm on screen. I'm just going to start talking.
Listen. Just listen. How you doing, Sean?
You guys didn't even answer like the Twitter chat. I was like, Gabe's taking over the Tom Hanks role in the terminal. He's been at the airport all day. He's like Tom Hanks too. It's the terminal.
He hasn't tweeted.
He's drinking
about
more than
4
Tom
hours.
Hanks.
I think he's on the plane.
Did he get on the plane?
He hasn't tweeted anything about 4 hours. I think he's on the plane now, or maybe in Vegas.
Yeah, or he could be passed out. The guy had 6
11
bottles of wine.
11 drinks. He could be passed out. He maybe missed the flight.
He's
the
a
last
skinny
time
cat,
he
11
drank
drinks.
that much, I shouldn't say this, Morency. I shouldn't tell stories out of school, but I was on the plane. I remember one time this lady's like, would you just shut up? Because he was so loud. He was bombed. He goes, what? She goes, shut up. You're so damn loud. And he goes, hey, listen, lady, your pants suck. Nice pants, loser. And I sat there. I went, whoa. I was like nodding off. And I just went, wow. She did have bad pants. It was like a bad flower design, but that was awesome. Renzi, shut up.
At least he didn't pull.
Nice pants.
I thought he pulled the old, don't you know who I am?
That was the best. Your pants suck.
You can't tell
I know
me
you like
quiet.
to poke the bear.
Yes. Yeah. I'm going to poke the bear. And that's with Georgia. You're asking me like, oh, if I were like, oh, I like college football. I'm like, yeah, of course, because you said Georgia's a baseball guy, Yankee fan no less. So I'm gonna dive right into the George here. Aaron Judge, like I get some stuff. I'll go on my little videos and say, Judge, I don't think the Yankees should have paid Aaron Judge $40 million or whatever they're paying him a year for the next time. Oh, he's the MVP. I don't care about one season because he's had 3 full seasons and he's 32 years old. You're not signing Juan Soto for $500 million or $450 million. He turned that money down for other teams. He wants to be the top dog. He's never be that on the Yanks. Never going to be that. Judge, that's great. Great season.
You know what?
Who's he? Who's he? Dan Marino? He's going to be Dan Marino. He'll be Dan Marino with a bunch of stats during the year and nothing to show for it.
What, and doing commercials for Isotoner gloves? Very nice gloves in the winter.
Or the money store. We can do money store because he's a Yankee guy. Money store.
I love Aaron Judge, but I agree with you, Sean. I would not have paid him. I love him. Love watching him. But my problem is you're going to eat it the last 4 years of that contract. I mean, he's not going to be this player anymore. And the Yankees going to hate it then. And the fans are going to hate it when he's batting 260, still probably hits 32 home runs. He's going to be Stanton again.
Yeah, he'll be Stanton.
That's all he's going to be. And that's going to be a
You
problem.
hope he's healthy. You hope he's healthy for the next 3 years, but you don't know because every other year he gets hurt.
And not just Soto.
He's Shane Spencer on steroids. That's who he is. That's what we'll call him. Shane Spencer / Kevin Mass. He's a combination of the two. Kevin Mass, Shane
Here
Spencer.
comes
Kevin Maas. Kevin Maas is the king of hitting solo home runs.
Sean Higgs.
Kevin Maas at the end of the year would have 34 home runs and 46 RBIs. Like, yeah, thanks, Kevin.
He did.
Thanks for hitting the 500-foot solo home run again. Thanks, buddy.
That was it. He had that breakout year, and then his rookie year, and then the next year he had 1 year, and he was gone.
How bad was that?
George, how bad was it? I thought Dan Pascal was going to be the next Don Mattingly. I thought Dan Pascal was going to be a great player.
Oh,
Dan Pascal, my God, he's a lefty. Any lefty I thought was going to be Don Mattingly for us. Pags, I thought Pags would hit 300. No.
Pags, sure. God, he's going back to the 80s Yankees.
I thought Ryan Lee was
funny.
going to be better than Peyton Manning. So we all make mistakes. We all make mistakes. Hey,
I didn't think that.
We've done some good. Oh, dude, Ryan Leaf in college was amazing. Anyway, let's not go here, there. Colonel Kurtz, I told you and Higgs, you guys should be running the Yankees instead of those stooges, and maybe they'd be right on top and saving money. You guys seem like you got it figured out.
It's a dollar store general now. They're a Dollar General. J.D. Davis off the scrap heap. They go get Jazz Chisholm. Like in the old days, it would have been Chisholm and Josh Bell for a first baseman and like a relief pitcher. No, you just get Jazz, which is fine. But didn't you do that trade 2 years ago when you traded Monty for Hader and you let him leave? I don't.
How could the New York Yankees not have a first baseman? The New York Yankees do not have a first baseman. Ben Rice is not a first baseman. He's a converted catcher. J.J. LeMay, who sucks, should be a genesis of a service of the sun.
Baseman.
Yeah,
when did this show turn into the Yes
Round hole,
Network?
square peg. Let's put Jazz Chisholm in third. He
Talk
can't
about us
play
the
third.
Yankees. Please, Jack, can we talk about the
God,
Mets?
we should bring up Jason Domingo, so maybe play him in left field. No, keep batting for Dugo. And then the Yankees, Boone, Cashman, he went 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. Well, he's swinging the bat real well, though. He made some good contact. He went 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. What are you talking about here?
You guys are pissing me off. No more Yankees talk. We're done.
No more Yankee talk? Who are we talking?
I love you.
Do we talk about the Dodgers being overrated? Dodgers overrated for
the Blue Jays?
The Blue Jays are horrible. But I want one thing.
This year.
No. I just want one thing because everyone's like, one of my takes, Cam, and it's like, well, I told you Francis Bowden was going to be good, and people laughed at me. The guy's ERA 0.78, and you can play that damn clip back and put it in your pipe and smoke it.
Easy, Cam.
I'm mad.
Take a breath, fella.
He didn't have good stuff. I don't know. He's got like a 0.4 ERA against your team, numbnuts. Guy plays for the Angels. He's cutting up our pitcher. Shut up. Anyway, Sean, pleasure. Any action?
Are you okay tonight?
Yeah, no, I just have to get off my chest.
What did I do here by coming into me and George Yankee fans just cutting up and you just all right? Okay, everybody. Sorry for.
Too much Yankee talk on the network. Too much Yankee talk on the network. Anyway, but I love George. He's like a brother to me. Colonel Kurtz is one of the best. Wow, Stanford, big turnover here. But we got here 13 seconds left, so 17-10. Higgs, I'm on the Cardinal, and Western Michigan looked like they could actually pull a huge upset off. But Wisconsin, the Badgers figured it out late. Any live action in baseball or football right now before we get to the college football slate?
No, nothing. I mean, I got no live bets going, but I do have the TCU. I got under 61.5. I got Western plus 27.5. I'm looking like, I thought about, like, I heard you guys talking before the break. It was like Gabe was saying about them running out of gas, and that's exactly what it is. Like these teams, they're pumped up to play the bigger schools. It's like, it's a big brother, whatever kind of nonsense. But it just, the size gets them at the end. It just wears down, and now you see you're down 2 scores, maybe 3 scores eventually, and it just kind of pull away the separation. Baseball, I heard you guys talk about, I took the Giants on a run line. I'm like, they can't score against them. I know they can't score.
Don't you know Scott Wetzel's dark cloud of the night? We'll send it to you because that is literally, I will bet against that play. I'll put my house on it.
His second half, we know first half he's always bad. With injuries, whatever, he starts slow, up and down. He's given up like 9 runs in the last 10 games, like just ridiculous numbers. And you got a team coming out of Colorado of all places. So I'm thinking, are you really? They're going to be swinging it back. This is disgusting, the Giants. Talk about, we were just talking about the Yankees. We're going on a little tangent. How about if you're a Giant fan and you got pitchers like this pitching well and you can't get wins, Webb? So, I mean, what are you doing over there? You're rolling out like Wilmer Flores in the cleanup spot. Like,
they got good young hitters, though, don't they, George? They got a couple guys.
Maybe.
They have tried in free agency, though. They just keep – everybody turns them down. They're always
second to miss, I guess. Yeah.
Kurtz turned them down, right? We hear this all the time. Everybody turns them down.
They lost to Correa.
Right.
They had Correa and then left.
That was probably a good thing, though. I don't even want to pay that money to him, but that was nuts. By the way, 3-run home run for the Dodgers, by the way. So
I just saw that. What happened to my Arizona play? I feel like
I got Arizona.
It's good for my over. I need 2 runs now, so it's good and bad.
A 3-3 day just turned into a 3-5 day in baseball.
But it sucks. It stinks. I'm sticking to football. Hey, Sean, you see the underdogs tonight? Elon covered against Duke. Like all the underdogs again. This is nuts. Like even though Wisconsin's going to win, underdogs, they're money, man. But things are going to change pretty soon. I'll tell you that. We got 30 seconds to break, Higgs. But what do you think we should do in the second half of this game? Because I need more action. It's after midnight. We'll talk.
All right.
No, seriously. I'm not even joking around.
TCU didn't score. They were on the 5-yard line. What happened?
Because they stayed. Wow.
That helps the under. Helping the under, baby. Let's go. I need a winner on I can't hit baseball.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than game time decisions. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
Carlos Alcaraz has won the last 2 Grand Slam titles at the French Open on the clay and at Wimbledon earlier this summer. He enters as the favorite.
You have a bunch of depth there. Francis Tiafoe, Ben Shelton. They will likely play in round 3. The winner would play Djokovic, most likely, which would be an incredible match. I like Ben Shelton as a sleeper. If Djokovic is hurt, you never know. I think Shelton's actually the guy that gets hot. The conditions favor him.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
The sharpest football contest show in the land, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show, focuses on Circus Sports Million, Circus Survivor, and the Westgate Super Contest, handicapping the games and releasing our contest picks every week of the season. With 2 former Super Contest winners, Brady Cannon and James Salinas, a former NFL player, Mike Pritchard, and over $1 million in contest prize money won combined, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show will have you prepared this season like none other.
Welcome back, everybody. Colonel Kurtz, Sean Higgs, and myself. We got the final hour of SportsRage Late Night. 2 tie games, 9-5. The Dodgers up on the Diamondbacks, 9-5. George, so we're at that total basically right now. It was 14.5. I think it was the first time we mentioned it was 13.5. Then it went to 14.5. It's 15.5 now, but 50 cents to the over. Mariners up 9-5 on the Angels. Yeah, Angels, keep on talking, man. The Blue Jays pitcher, this is very average stuff. No, your team sucks. Marlins 1-0. And what do we got going on here? Minus 220 for the Marlins. Oh, the dark cloud. We got a runner on, George, with the Giants. But you know what that usually means? double play next at bat. Sean Higgs with us right now. Sean, anything I really like to have some action before the show ends. I'm on Stanford. You're on the under. Do we keep on riding the under in this game? You're seeing a lot of turnovers and surprising defense so far in this one.
I don't know if that keeps up, though. I'm actually kind of worried about the under. And I got a good number. I know it came down like 59. It came down a point or two. It's a little concerning because they had turnovers, but they were driving. You know, the end of this game, I looked up there on the 5-yard line. I don't know what happened. I thought they were going to at least get 3 or 7 and tie it up. The turnover.
So how about the over 56.5? How about for people that haven't played it? What about the over 56.5? We're at 27 right now.
I would lean that way, believe it or not. Like, I'm worried about my under just because you see the turnover again. They're moving the ball. It's just not scoring, which is like, well, then it should be an under. Is that going to keep up? I mean, TCU's defense has been bad. They brought a new coordinator. They got all new guys, new schemes, all this kind of stuff. That's why maybe have some bigger plays that have chunk plays to get us in scoring range. But first week's tough, man. You think that the numbers are there, right? You bet into the numbers and what you think about the teams, but then they play. And as you mentioned, you see a bunch of these dogs the first week. They're huge dogs. Our team's really going to win by 60. Although we did see 70-0 in Arkansas, but I don't know. I don't know to jump in. I'm more of a guy like, I got my bet. I don't want to keep doubling up and making it worse on myself. Like I thought about jumping on the Arizona where they were down like 3-0 in the first. I'm like, you know what? I don't think Kershaw, whoever's going to last, I'm glad I didn't, because then this happens. I don't like doubling up a bet. Next thing you know, your average play turns into 4 times your average play. And you're like, what happened to me? Because you're so in your thought process that you think you have the winner, right? And you like it. And you're like, oh, man, look at that. They're only down a run. I'm still alive here. Yeah. And then you just quadrupled your bankroll loss,
That's the opposite of me. SportsGrid's greatest hits. Arizona State versus Arizona, Thanksgiving. I'm on Arizona. Oh, Gabe, they're only down 14. I got to take the live line. Hey, I'm getting 24.5 again. Hey, I'm getting 31.5. Hey, this is great. 8 bets later, final score, Arizona State 66, Arizona 7. Like a few years ago, I'm like, well, I just lost every single play on this game. You're right, Sean, but sometimes it's good when you do it, but your way is probably the smart way. George knows I have a problem, though. I'm a psychopath.
People remember all the wins like that, but that's just a bad way to do it. That's why I'm like, bet it and forget it. You just got to be like, you can't. I'm not saying you don't win that way. People win that way. I'm sure you could sometimes. Plus, a couple of Super Bowls ago, the Chiefs or who is it? The Rams Super Bowl against. I was already on the under against New. I'm like, I'll just pound it. I just was like, I liked it. You can kind of get a feel for that game. You're watching it, unless you're really watching these games live and not watching the clicker or like a delayed feed or something. It's tough to get a feel because you're just blinded by your original bet and like, hey, I like them at 18. Now I'm getting 24. All I need is a score. All you need is one score to get within that number. And then that's just me. I don't like that. Listen, I'm a big fat guy. I start doing stuff like that. My bets I got 900 bets going. I can't do that.
I'm a big fat guy. What? So your blood pressure increases? I'm with you. Mine actually went down today. It was fantastic. It was fantastic. I got to tell you this, though, Sean. What you talked about is very important, and I think this is the most important thing about college football that I learned, and sometimes I forget, but this is the most important thing. You have to understand what teams are playing a better opponent and using vanilla plays and just winning games and not covering big numbers. Yeah. That is the key early to college football. And another thing is overreaction. So let's go there. I'm not even going to talk about the big games yet because we can get into them. So let's talk about 2 games and 2 overreactions, okay?
Here we go.
We got Hawaii, right? They're getting 14 against UCLA. They played like junk against Delaware State in the first game. I know Kurtz hit Delaware State. Great pick by him. And in the second half, Hawaii came back, but, they did not even close to covering. And Florida State losing outright to Georgia Tech. I'm on Hawaii. I don't know how you feel about that game, but tell me how you feel about people thinking what they saw last in those 2 overreaction type games.
Well, we'll start with the Hawaii game because you see the Twitter world of degeneracy and clowns are like, oh, they missed a flight. Look at this. You got to take Hawaii. Who cares if the line and it moved up to 40? And it was from 38 and moves up based on a missed flight.
39.5.
39.5. It's still Hawaii, right? I mean, should they be laying 40 to anybody? Like, and then they come out with the Hawaii opening game stats. Well, most of the time they're probably an underdog. You know, they're going to get paid. They're not paying the team $1.5 million to come out. And what are they really showing there? Let's be honest. They got UCLA this week. Do you think they were kind of game planning for Hawaii instead of Delaware State and say, you know what, let's just get through this?
Right? Why would you show anything against Delaware State? It's stupid. You'd be an idiot to do so, correct?
Let's win the game. If we win by 30, 20, like you think that game would be like 37-7 or some nonsense like that. They're just whatever. This is the game they want to get on. This is the game they want. I like Hawaii in this spot. Not only that they played like crap, but UCLA, it's still a 6-hour flight. Any team that comes, whether it's basketball, college basketball, or college football, that's a haul for any team goes there. So why is it kind of like a built-in edge? And plus, they're playing where? They're playing like in a rec center. I mean, the stadium's like a high school field. That's not conducive to any kind of visiting team. They're come there, look at the waves. It's beautiful here. It's Hawaii. Give me the points with Hawaii.
I'm with you.
They play like
I'm with
garbage.
you on that. So
again,
Florida
this is
State,
like one
we
of
got
those
like
big
30
brother,
seconds.
little brother.
Is BC going to cover, or is Florida State going to show up in Tallahassee?
Listen,
30 seconds.
I got a BC 20.5, 21.5 early here because I didn't like Florida State. I had Georgia Tech next week. I think at this point here, you can have a little buyback, like from where the line was to what it is now. Maybe Florida State, but BC, new coach, new schemes, new attitude, all that kind of stuff. I think Florida State might be in flex. And the QB, 3rd team in 3 years. Lead to the point at 16.5.
It's a big problem.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
Carlos Alcaraz has won the last 2 Grand Slam titles at the French Open on the clay and at Wimbledon earlier this summer. He enters as the favorite.
You have a bunch of depth there. Francis Tiafoe, Ben Shelton. They will likely play in round 3. The winner would play Djokovic, most likely, which would be an incredible match. I like Ben Shelton as a sleeper. If Djokovic is hurt, you never know. I think Shelton's actually the guy that gets hot. The conditions favor him.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
The sharpest football contest show in the land, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show, focuses on Circus Sports Million, Circus Survivor, and the Westgate Super Contest, handicapping the games and releasing our contest picks every week of the season. With 2 former Super Contest winners, Brady Cannon and James Salinas, a former NFL player, Mike Pritchard, and over $1 million in contest prize money won combined, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show will have you prepared this season like none other.
This guy during the break, honest to God, Sean, like you're unbelievable. Like even Colonel Kurtz is like, who is this guy? Welcome back to the show, Jack, producer. Great call. Who's angry? Who's angry? You?
I'm angry.
Me? Oh,
Get
why?
a freaking fly ball and with tie game. I mean, it's
I told you the Giants bet is done. It's a dark cloud. You're done. Get your Generac generator out because there's a storm coming over the Kurtz domicile tonight.
Oh, don't jinx that, by the way, okay?
Yeah, 43-43. Thanks to producer Jack Otani first player in history. Glad Gabe's not here because you always like to rip on the Dodgers there, Higgs. And he's a couple wines deep, too. He'd have some nice things to say to you. Maybe he'd mock your pants if he could see them.
I don't wear pants.
He's not wearing pants.
I'm totally commando. I just got a shirt on. I'll stand up. I have nothing on but my shirt.
No. You know, Higgs don't shop. I'm in underwear, too. I don't wear pants. I don't wear pants during the show. I never wear pants during the show. I've basically got underwear and a shirt on. I've never worn trousers. You know how much I sweat during the show? Especially in the third hour. That's George. That's what it's about.
We were talking about the Yanks earlier.
Don't worry about it.
We could do the Mets because Conforto just screwed us here. We're talking Yanks earlier. Conforto screwed us here. Couldn't get a sac fly. So thank you, Met fans, several Mets. And Ohtani, you bet on baseball. We know it was you. Was it? You know, you blamed your little guy. Lies, Ohtani. You bet on the game.
Come on, you settle down, Higgs. You have no empirical data to back up these statements.
Dodgers are not going to World Series. Gabe, they're not going to World Series. Arizona or San Diego's going to leapfrog them.
Series.
No, I'm saying they're not. I'm saying they're not. You've not been against the Dodgers since I came on here like March. I was like, they're not going anywhere. I'm not. No way. I've been against them all season. I said they're overrated. And
see what I'm talking
overrated
about?
In the sense of. But it's overrated in the sense of everybody had them penciled into the World Series. They were penciled into the World Series. I said, no, that's not right. And Generac, I heard you talking about those. $10,000. Yeah. Bro, I looked into it. They wanted like 18,000 like 2 years
Kurtz
ago.
Wants one. Yeah, well, you can buy the worst or you can get a real one. He's got a Generac. He's rich. It's worth every cent. The guy's power goes out every week. He wouldn't be employed at sport. Without that Generac, he's screwed.
It's better now. I had to get a generator. He's right, Sean. If you sneezed, my power would go out. It was frustrating for a while.
Where do you live?
Long Island.
Long Island? Yeah.
What the heck? Come on.
What is this?
I Long Island. They had a bad power line that they were literally just doing Band-Aid fixes. That's what they were doing. I knew the power guys by heart. That's how bad it was. I knew their names.
I got a Duramax. I got a Duramax dual fuel generator. It's like a 12,000. It can power my whole house. I just had to let people come.
This isn't an infomercial for generators.
No,
we got to get back to business here.
All right. Let's go. Sorry.
No, seriously. Like, I just don't want the suits calling me, okay? I get to host like once every year. So just relax. Relax, kids. Let's talk. Over 56 and a half, guys. We are right in the over in the Arizona game. I'm taking over in the Stanford game. You convinced me, Sean. You're right. Too many turnovers in that game. This game should have gone way over the number. So let's keep it to gambling here. But I do believe Generac is a very fine product.
We got runs. We got runs. 2 out runs,
baby. We got a gap.
Looks like a base clearing double.
Clear the bases, baby. Clear the bases.
For the Giants?
3-1.
Giants.
Oh, the dark cloud is
suddenly blown away, man. Clear skies, baby. Clear skies.
Hold on. I got to say something. Scott Wetzel, I busted your nuts all night tonight. I apologize. The Black Cloud is the best play in sports.
Stop it. It's still, they still come to bat in the top of the ninth. Right. What are you doing?
Sorry. I'm just happy they got runs. God. Cut me some slack.
Oh, my goodness.
Seriously, Higgs, like, you're like a guy in the ring. You just keep on I feel beat up when you come on. You're a damn tornado.
We do not count the chickens before they hatch. The game's got to be final. You don't come in here and be like, oh, winner. And you don't pull the old reverse jinx in the first thing, like, that's a loser.
Ask George. I never do that. Okay, Higgs, we got a minute left. Just tell me who your favorite college plays are. We got Brady Cannon coming up. Give them to me, Higgs. Tornado style.
Under Notre Dame and A&M. I also like A&M minus the 3, whatever. That's going to be coach versus old quarterback, A&M to the window. I think a lot of people are going to be on West Virginia. I still like it. I think that's a good, small, little guy wants to take down a big guy. Remember Penn State? I don't know if you talked about it. Last year, end of the game, like a minute left. Let's run up the score on that one there. And then we'll go to, let's talk about, I like USC as a doggy. Plus 150, I'll go run line. I'll go money line there against LSU. New quarterbacks, but one guy is like the quarterback guru, right? Mr. Heisman guy out there, Lincoln Riley. So I expect them winner there. LSU lost twice.
Love it.
On Monday night.
I'm on the same place. Thanks, Sean. Go grab a coffee.
Ohtani's.
You need one.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
Carlos Alcaraz has won the last 2 Grand Slam titles at the French Open on the clay and at Wimbledon earlier this summer. He enters as the favorite.
You have a bunch of depth there. Francis Tiafoe, Ben Shelton, they will likely play in round 3. The winner would play Djokovic, most likely, which would be an incredible match. I like Ben Shelton as a sleeper. If Djokovic is hurt, you never know. I think Shelton could actually be the guy that gets hot. The conditions favor him.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
The sharpest football contest show in the land, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show, focuses on Circus Sports Million, Circus Survivor, and the Westgate Super Contest, handicapping the games and releasing our contest picks every week of the season. With 2 former Super Contest winners, Brady Cannon and James Salinas, a former NFL player, Mike Pritchard, and over $1 million in contest prize money won combined, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show will have you prepared this season like none other.
Welcome back, everybody. If you haven't seen the Brady Cannon for Gambling President ad on SportsGrid, it's literally the best commercial I've ever seen in my life. His posture is perfect. Brady, and I told you this before, when God blessing, Brian Blessing, like one of my inspirations, my godfather, play-by-play guy. He used to take me to all the parties. And George, by the way, Mike Pritchard, who's going to be on Brady's show, former Seahawk and Falcon receiver, a very good receiver. Check his numbers out, too. The guy had a pretty good NFL career. So, Brady, congratulations on the ad. Should be a lot of fun, and thanks for coming on the show. I'm going to say this. I was watching the golf today, and I was on with, Jeff Feinberg and Mayo. I do a show with all those guys, and we chop it up. But honestly, Jeff didn't bet. He said, this is the only tournament I didn't bet. And I'm sitting there going, I took Morikawa in the 72, which looks so far so good. But I gotta tell you, I'm not just the way Scheffler doesn't even play great. And every time I'm looking, I'm like, wow, he's still got like a 5-shot lead. I don't know how you feel about it. There's only 4 guys I think that can win. But what do you think about this thing? Tagala, a guy that we faded, is surprisingly doing very well.
Yeah, I thought Tagala would not do well here. He's really, had not a great season. I mean, ever since he threatened to win in Phoenix, he's kind of gone downhill and now having a little bit of a resurgence here at the end of the season. But, Scotty might sweep not only the FedEx Cup, he might win the low 72-hole score as well. Your guy Morikawa there at 13 under par through two rounds, not with the starting strokes, just the raw score here. 13 under par for Morikawa, who shot an 8 under 63 today, and just 2 shots behind him, Mr. Scheffler at 11 under par. If you can bet into adjusted odds in this market, I think it's pretty interesting. You've got Tagala that you mentioned and Adam Scott at 9 under par, Wyndham Clark and Schauffele at 8 under par. Justin Thomas got out, guns a-blazing on Thursday, shot 5 under. Pendrith and Burns all at 7. I think all those guys are pretty live in the 72-hole raw score market, but I think it comes down to just 3 guys in the starting strokes market, and Scotty's obviously got a massive advantage. He's minus 340 to win it. Xander plus 550. Morikawa 7-1. Morikawa, the putter's really hot. He's 3rd in this field right now for strokes gained putting. You wonder if that can hold up. I wonder if it'll hold up for Scheffler as well. He's 6th in this field for strokes gained putting. Number 1 off the tee, number 1 in greens in regulation. That's probably not going to change. But if his putter starts to slip a little bit, Scheffler and Morikawa could get into the mix here over the weekend, Cam.
I love it. And I told Carver I did that hit with him when he came back. And I got Morikawa, I think, at 14 and 15 on two of my books. That's like, and that, I'm telling you, I'm watching this guy. He looks different, Brady. He didn't win this year because of the putter, and now he looks comfortable putting. I will ask you this, and we'll get into some football too. Is it good enough? Xander Schauffele, he's there. Is 550 good enough for you? Or would you say, nah, I need more to bet on him to win this thing? Plus 550.
I don't think it's completely unfair. I think you'd love to have 6, but I really think the price on the top 3 guys is fair no matter who you like. I think 7-1 is fair on Morikawa, plus 550 on Schauffele. And believe it or not, I think minus 340, minus 350 is very fair on Scheffler. And he is obviously the guy that should win this thing, probably 7.5 times out of 10. But again, he's played so flawlessly the first 2 days. Can he keep that up? I know he's the best player in the world, but rarely do guys do that for all 4 days. If Schauffele and Morikawa can capitalize, if and when he has that slip, which could be Saturday, then we've got a ball game. But if they're not able to capitalize when Scotty slips, then it's over.
Yeah, I agree with you, Brady. So how are things going with the college, Brady? I was telling George it's underdog city again tonight. Like Wisconsin was a 23-point favorite. That got real scary, and then they pulled away, but still no close covers. I'm on Stanford. They're beating TCU outright as 8-point dogs. It's still in the third quarter. Teams are like, what about, Florida Atlantic? They were big 2-touchdown favorites against, Michigan State was 2-touchdown favorites against Florida Atlantic. This dog stuff is getting out of control, Brady. And I was thinking about this, a gambling angle, teams looking ahead to bigger matchups, vanilla play calling, and overreactions is going to be the key. I think we really have to focus on that stuff. What are you looking at tomorrow in college out of the gate, Brady? Is there any games that you circled that you really, really like? And a lot of people on the show, one consensus is a lot of guys I respect, they like Texas A&M over Notre Dame. That seems to be the one we all agree on.
I didn't mess with that one, Cam, but I think you make a good point about some of these bigger schools playing the small schools and looking ahead. We saw it with Hawaii. They were favored by 39 points or whatever over Delaware State. And Hawaii was, quite frankly, probably looking ahead to this week when they take on UCLA. Perfect example there. Michigan State and Florida Atlantic. I was on the Owls catching 14. Got a little nervous there for a minute, but it ended out as just a 6-point win for the Spartans. So we start the year off with a win. And we've seen all the line movement. And I'm not sure what the number is now. It might be 11, even 10. I think anything double digits is okay with the Clemson Tigers. Clemson still has a very good defense, and Georgia's going to have a good defense as well. But I think both of these offenses, we just don't really know. Georgia has lost so much in the last couple of years to the NFL. I'm not sure if Dabo has the offense that he really wants for the Tigers in place. But like I say, both of these teams have defense. And if this game is going to be a slower paced defensive battle that tends to stay towards the under, then 10 points is a heck of a lot to have in your pocket. You know how it is. If you got a low-scoring game and you're getting double digits worth of points, that's a nice position to be in. So I still think the Clemson Tigers plus 10 or better is not a bad play for Saturday.
All right, President Cannon. Mark Zeno and I were talking. I've been holding that all segment here. Mark Zeno and I were talking last week about Survivor. If you're playing Survivor, if you're not going to take the chalk this week, which I think will be Cincinnati over New England. I think that's the chalk one. If you're not going to take that one, that's the biggest favorite. Right. So if you're not going to do that, what's your second? Where would you go if you don't want to take Cincinnati over New England?
Well, I tell you what, George, it's a great question. And I think to be successful at Survivor, you have to find those second and third tier favorites that just fall into your lap, where you feel really convicted that the team is going to win, even though they're a 3.5, 4.5, 5.5 point favorite, because the majority is going to gravitate towards the Cincinnati Bengals in week 1, where they're a 9-point favorite or so. You're probably going to have at least 30 to 35% of the Survivor pool on that game, and they might win. But if you can find another diamond in the rough, you've got the Bengals for maybe a better spot later on in the year. So I think ideally when you're mapping out your Survivor strategy, You want to try and find that one off, that second tier favorite. And for week one, you've got the Detroit Lions laying 3 and a hook. You've got the Los Angeles Chargers laying 3 and a hook. You have the Buffalo Bills laying like 5.5, 6. Maybe it's even down to 4.5. But they're playing the Arizona Cardinals. They should be able to win that game. So I think those and teams at home, obviously, you don't want to necessarily play a road favorite, any road teams at all, let alone underdogs. So I think those favorites that are anywhere from, say, 3.5 to 6.5 can be the real valuable ones that not necessarily the entire field is going to gravitate towards.
Brady, can I give you guys one? Seattle. New coach, low number,
I don't like
5. No, just let me finish, George. Please let me finish. I'm going to tell you something. The coach, even though he's an offensive guy, Grubb, he knows everything about Bo Nix. He was with Washington. He's seen him play a million times. Bo Nix was good. That was the preseason. Mike McDonald, new defense. Have you seen this first-round draft pick from Texas? He's killing guys. I'm telling you, the Seahawks will win this game. I'm not sure if they're going to cover, but I'm smashing them. I think they beat Denver by like 17. I think they actually take them out to the woodshed. That would be my survivor pick. I don't know how everyone feels about it, Brady, but it matches your statistical day. But a 5-point favorite at home, and and
I think it makes a ton of sense.
You can save them. Yeah, Seattle's not that good. This is the week to take them. That's my opinion.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
Carlos Alcaraz has won the last 2 Grand Slam titles at the French Open on the clay and at Wimbledon earlier this summer. He enters as the favorite.
You have a bunch of depth there. Francis Tiafoe, Ben Shelton. They will likely play in round 3. The winner would play Djokovic, most likely, which would be an incredible match. I like Ben Shelton as a sleeper. If Djokovic is hurt, you never know. I think Shelton's actually be the guy that gets hot. The conditions favor him.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
The sharpest football contest show in the land, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show, focuses on Circa Sports Million, Circa Survivor, and the Westgate Super Contest, handicapping the games and releasing our contest picks every week of the season. With 2 former Super Contest winners, Brady Cannon and James Salinas, a former NFL player, Mike Pritchard, and over $1 million in contest prize money won combined, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show will have you prepared this season like none other.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm sticking to my gun. Seahawks is a survivor pick. You can save Buffalo. You can save everybody else. They're a team you don't want to use. Like it checks all the boxes for me. I'm not just saying that because I'm a Seahawks fan. I think they're going to murder Denver. But Brady, let's talk right now. We can't wait. Football right around the corner. I'm on with Ranieri doing college tomorrow, but we got games coming up this week. SportsGrid are all over it. President Cannon, he's got you covered for the contests. What are we doing here with Baltimore and Kansas City? Interesting. The line's gone from 3 to 2.5. Feels like people are, it looks pretty good with Kansas City under a field goal now. Not so fast. George and I were thinking Baltimore might be a play in this game. Total 46.5. Let's just say this, Brady. It's not easy. It's the NFL.
Yeah, and it's right on the key number of 3 or 2.5. And I think, I would be willing to accept any argument someone wants to make that if they like the Kansas City Chiefs laying 2.5, okay. And if they like Baltimore getting 3, okay. I mean, it's all about the number, really. I think a lot of the case here with this game. But my overall picture for the season is, last year was really the year to get Kansas City. They weren't that good. I mean, there was a point through 13 games of the season, I think they were 8-5, and they were a threat to not make the postseason. And people just let them off the hook, namely Baltimore in the AFC Championship game. They got all the way to that game. Everybody thought, including myself, that Baltimore was going to run the ball down their throats. They run the ball like 7 times all game. I mean, what is going on? They tried to outthink the room or something. Go with what had gotten you there all season long by rushing the football. They were one of the best. I think they were the 3rd best rushing team in the NFL. Kansas City had the 28th best run defense. I mean, it was that simple, and they screwed it up. Now, you could argue that they're going to get it right this time and play off revenge and all that stuff, but I think Baltimore, season-long picture here, I think Baltimore is due for a slip. They were way ahead of schedule. They were like plus 12 in turnover margin, plus 19 in penalty margin. Everything went their way. Their injury luck was great. Lamar played every meaningful game for that team this last season. Since when can we say that? Everything went right for Baltimore, and they couldn't cash in. Whereas Kansas City did not have a great season. They made it work. They got hot at the end. I think they're even better this year. So honestly, like I say, it comes down to the number. You don't want to lay 3 with the Chiefs, but I would lay the 2.5 under a field goal. I think the Chiefs would be the side for me. I haven't played it, and I can't say I will, but I'm looking forward to it. I want to see if what I'm thinking is going to play out to fruition, at least for one game, where the Chiefs maybe look a little bit improved and maybe Baltimore has slipped a little bit. I still don't think the receiving core is very, very threatening. And Derrick Henry's 30 years old. He doesn't move the needle for me anymore.
Interesting. I still have plus 3 for Baltimore. I'm taking Baltimore. I'm taking the under as well. I don't think we're going to get a lot of points in this game. How about the Brazil game? Right, our first Friday opener ever here. I got the Packers getting 2.5 points versus the Eagles. How you feeling about Philadelphia? That swoon last year, 10-1, and then right down the dumpster. Right, they had all sorts of problems. 2 new coordinators here. Maybe Jalen Hurts, maybe Nick Sirianni don't like each other. Do they figure it out for Game 1 against the Green Bay Packers on Friday?
I think they do, George. It's kind of like what we were talking about with Baltimore and Kansas City. What goes down must come up, and what goes up must come down. The NFL is a seesaw type of, problem.
My mom
like
dated that guy. You know that song? What goes up?
Yeah, there you
must
go.
Come down, spinning wheel, ride a painted pony. Yeah, I think he went to the Clink too. My mom dated him in high school. David Clayton Thomas is his name. Look it up. Sorry, Brady, continue. Just wanted to give you some trivia.
Well, David Clayton Thomas and the NFL have a lot in common. It's a seesaw type of equation there. And Philadelphia, that was smoke and mirrors, George. You know that. They weren't covering spreads that start that they got off to. And then reality set in, and the Niners whipped their tail. And, everything just went sideways for the Eagles. The defense was not good. They bring in Fangio. They add a couple of draft picks on defense. They bring in Saquon Barkley. I think Kurtz was hurt last year. He should be healthy now. I think this team will be good. And once again, it's not a bad practice to just simply lay 2.5 and take 3.5. And that's what we have the opportunity to do here, is lay the 2.5 with the favorite. The Packers, they were very good in some areas and not so good in other areas. I think their defense will improve. They drafted heavily on defense. They add a new coordinator. But you know what? They were incredibly efficient in the red zone. So good that I don't think it can be repeated. They're likely to regress with some of that red zone success. So there's a lot of different things that, could go both up and down for the Packers. And that has me feeling something relatively neutral for this year. If you're looking at their win total of 9.5, I think it's probably spot on. They win 9 or 10 games. I think it starts with a loss. I'll take Philadelphia to bounce back off a disappointing season, and less than a field goal, I'll play the favorite.
Yeah, I'm looking at Philadelphia too. And you said it. Like, George, you're right. Like, Hurts was really hurt, and it was just weird. They just imploded. Like that game versus Tampa Bay, you don't see an NFL team check out like that. It was visual. Like a lot of the time you're like, they're not playing well, but you saw it with Philadelphia. It was very obvious that there were a lot of problems. I think they solved those problems this year. Brady, any games that you've locked in on so far? You know, it's a lot like stocks. You got to play the market, and I got good numbers, like 4.5 with Carolina. Now it's 4. I like the Panthers against the Saints. You know how I feel about the Saints. Any games that you bet early on the card or something that you really, really like that you pulled the trigger on because you think you're not going to get a better number?
Well, I'm with you on the Panthers. I didn't play the game because I missed the number. I didn't get the 5 or the 4.5, and 4 is not an awful number. It just doesn't have me diving in, with both hands at this point. But I did play the New York Jets at +4, and I could have gotten 5 there. 5's kind of a dead number, so it doesn't matter as much. I missed the 4.5 on the Jets. I was able to get the 4, and it's now down to 3.5, and who knows, it might close 3. I think the Jets have a really good defense. I think they will be improved upon what they were last year, and we know they had a good defense last year. Obviously, they get Rodgers back. They hope that he's healthy for the entire season and not just a few plays. This team is really good. I thought this team was really good coming into last year. They have the Rodgers injury. It doesn't go well. The Niners, the Super Bowl loser. The best place to take advantage of the Super Bowl loser is in week 1. I think this team's a little bit inflated as far as the point spread. I'll take the Jets plus the points. I think they have a chance to win outright, but I think it's probably the Niners by like 1 or 2 points in a tight one.
And Aaron Rodgers went to Cal. Home game kind of for him, too. I love the Jets. I have futures on them winning the Super Bowl. Love you, Brady. Have a good one, buddy. Sorry, President Cannon.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
Carlos Alcaraz has won the last 2 Grand Slam titles at the French Open on the clay and at Wimbledon earlier this summer. He enters as the favorite.
You have a bunch of depth there. Francis Tiafoe, Ben Shelton. They will likely play in round 3. The winner would play Djokovic, most likely, which would be an incredible match. I like Ben Shelton as a sleeper. If Djokovic is hurt, you never know. I think Shelton could actually be the guy that gets hot. The conditions favor him.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
The sharpest football contest show in the land, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show, focuses on Circus Sports Million, Circus Survivor, and the Westgate Super Contest, handicapping the games and releasing our contest picks every week of the season. With 2 former Super Contest winners, Brady Cannon and James Salinas, a former NFL player, Mike Pritchard, and over $1 million in contest prize money won combined, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show will have you prepared this season like none other.
Thanks to Brady, Cannon, George. I don't know. I told you, you're not Mike Mush. They used to call me and Gay Larry Lemon, Mike Mush, whatever, Bob Beats. This Arizona comeback's great. If you got them on the run line plus 1.5, they just scored 4 runs. We hit the over. It's 10-9 Dodgers now. If I can get a miracle and Arizona wins this game, I clipped 2 parlays. But George, remember the parlay? Plus 1.5 Arizona, Seattle, and the Giants came back. So let's hope for the best here. This thing pays pretty good too. threw some college football monies on it. So
Let
this
me
could be very
ask you a
good.
question. Let me ask you a question. Would you want this game to go to extra innings or just take your win now?
Nope. It's a
just take your
parlay.
win now.
No, I'm not. No. I don't. Because if the Dodgers win by 2 or 3 and I lose, you know what? If it was a single game, I'd say whatever. But a parlay is totally different because it pays way more. And I just give me the damn money. I'll lose the straight up.
It's over.
Okay,
Game's over.
I will take it right now.
So
good night, George. See, at least we, you know what?
Everything hit late.
Came back for you.
Everything hit late. Houston won. Like they came back. The over here came back for me, and so did the Giants winning that game. This is a good late night run here. So we'll take this. We will take this and be thrilled with it. Once again, it's funny working with you the last 2 times on in-game. Well, this is SportsRage, but an in-game live a couple of Saturdays ago, the same thing, by the way, right? We hit everything late here. So we'll take this and run. Ends up being a very good night.
I know the same thing. I usually, when I work with Gabe and we're on the show, things go bad. And the minute I'm off, everything turns around. It's weird. Like, it's kind of like when we're on the network, every touchdown is scored while we're in a commercial break. That's like how I feel. Like, because the minute we're focusing on the games, bad things happen. Then I'm like, yeah, whatever, count as a loser. And then they come back and win. Guys, I don't know what the hell's going on. I told you about this U.S. Open. This Zverev match, he's the 4. So we have the 1 seed out, the 2 seed out. Sinner's still in, and the 4 seed is having a lot of issues right now. Like Thomas Etcheverry is battling him hard. So this is wild. I can't believe the underdog situation we have at the U.S. Open. College football right now, good for me, but not so good right now. Huge sack by TCU, but Stanford's still up 17-13, but they'll be punting probably from close to their end zone after that sack. That's very bad. But George, it's been a good day so far. We can't complain about anything. So baseball, George, have you looked at the board for tomorrow? What's catching your fancy for everybody that's going to make some plays? I'm on with Joe Ranieri tomorrow, noon till 3 o'clock Eastern for all you college football guys. Hopefully we'll have some winners and some live bets. The big games start at 12 o'clock. We're on right at 12. George, give me some baseball. Seems like you're in a little bit of a groove right now.
Well, we're probably going to have to start right off the bat and go against the Yankees tomorrow. Will Warren's pitching. He's been awful. He's pretty much been awful here. You're going to get plus 140 with the Cardinals. I mean, I don't see how you're not betting the Cardinals tomorrow. You're certainly not taking the Yankees at minus 166 here. So I'm going to go the Cardinals tomorrow. It's all picking against Warren. This is probably his last start. And by probably, I mean definitely. Clark Schmidt is ready to return. I think Louis Hill might also be ready to return. Yankees going to have to make up their mind, by the way, which one goes in the rotation and which one probably goes to the bullpen there. So first game, 1 o'clock tomorrow. Give me the Cardinals plus 140.
Yeah. You know what? I didn't want to tell you, George, I bet on the Cardinals tonight because of Stroman, but that just, it actually surprised me. Like, he's just one of those guys, you know what I mean? Like, I expected the Cardinals, but I think they'll bounce back. But he didn't pitch horribly. He didn't pitch horribly.
He got out of trouble. Yeah. There were runners on base every inning. They just couldn't drive him in. So I wouldn't blame you for it, but that's why I took the over. Because I thought he'd get hit.
You know what? That was a smarter play for sure. So, yeah, I'm with you. Is there anything else, George? Like, have you looked at the whole board, or is that going to be your favorite game? What else do you got for me?
That's the first game. I'm going to take the Cubs minus 134. That's the next game on the dock here. They're going against. The Cubs are hot. They're only 5 games out of the wild card, by the way. I don't think they'll get it, mind you, but they're hot. They're playing well, and they're scoring runs here. So I'm going to take the Cubs team total over, and I'm going to take them in the game as well. I don't think I'm going to take the total of the game over 9. I'm not really feeling that here. But give me the Cubs and their team total over there. I'm not going to touch the San Diego Rays game, leaving that one alone there. Detroit Schoolboy against the Red Sox. I mean, I like Detroit tomorrow, but I'm not laying 162.
CFL action, because we're going to be betting college football all day on the network, but there is one game. Gabe, the game is in Victoria, BC. It's actually on an island, beautiful place in British Columbia, one of the most gorgeous places. So BC, they're playing a neutral site game, but they're the home team because it's very, very far away from Ottawa, Canada's capital. We'll take the BC Lions -3. If you don't want to lay 3, definitely take them minus 160 on the money line. And for golf, Brady talked about it. Scheffler is a -340 favorite, but if you're going to take anybody in this tournament, I just searched my books and I actually found Morikawa at an 8-1. Colin Morikawa at 8-1. George, been a pleasure. Jack, great job, guys. Stick around. More fun, and we're on with Ranieri tomorrow. You like college football? Where are your guys? Have a great night.